Hey everybody, we're just getting started. They're gonna lag for the break. Shawn's just coming in from talking with them.
Yeah, they're gonna get started right now.
Looks like BRYAN just won the lag. So I think originally we had race to 9 was on the flyer. However, I think they've decided that they'd like to do a race to 7. So we are going to wait for them to get started. Well, looks like I'm not really sure what's going on. Oh, they're looking for the rack. All right. Well, looks like Henry actually got that. And so he'll be doing the first rack right now. Shawn is just now getting into the room.
What's up, everybody?
We got 4 people watching. Welcome. BRYAN squeaked in here just in time, so it was a little bit late getting on the thing, but we're here, and looks like Shawn, you want to go over the rules real quick? What they've agreed to?
You know what? I didn't even actually get official on that. Maybe I should go ask. I don't know if they're gonna do winter break or not.
Well, we'll see what they come up with, I guess.
It's just gonna be 10-ball CSI rules.
Race to 7.
Race to 7. Looks like rack your own, which is normal.
No 10-ball break. Well, I guess it would never be.
Yeah.
Right. So, did they say early 10s or no, or you don't know?
It's gonna be early 10s. BRYAN likes to play that.
Okay.
I mean, it's a standard.
Gotcha.
I think at the level that they're playing in general, it just makes sense to like call 10 is good. That's standard 10-ball rules. BRYAN's coming out firing.
Yep.
Henry dry broke. BRYAN's made the first couple balls. He's actually got a nice situation if you can get a good angle on this 4-ball. Yeah, got a little bit tied up. He's going to try to kick it in. Looks like he's playing for a 2-rail kick, which I like that. That'll, if he hits the speed right and makes it, he'll come right to the middle of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So he's lined up a little bit short on it.
Ooh.
Looks like no rail.
No rail.
So we'll see Henry's first opportunity for offense here. I haven't played too much with Henry.
Yeah, I see him at the scratch tournament on like Tuesday nights from time to time, but I don't think I've ever played with him directly.
Yeah, I think he was intimidated when we played, so it wasn't representative probably of his comfort game, which is he does put a little bit of time in on the bigger tables. I know he knows a few people with 9-footers in their houses, so we'll see how it goes. It's got a little bit of time here. Race to 7. That should be pretty good amount of pool. Yeah, we're really going to avoid the too long of a match, really. That match we had yesterday took a little bit longer than we anticipated. So you like banking the 5 here, or you like shooting it all the way down?
I feel like if you bank it, you might get squarely on the cue ball. But it looks like BRYAN's going to take it all the way down.
It's going to end up, looks like, safe behind the 10 here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a feeling BRYAN's going to be mostly just all aggression the whole time. I don't know what Henry's game is, but typically, as you get a little bit older, you realize that playing safe is perfectly legit. I don't know if you want to move a little bit so I can get in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hoping to get done early enough. I think Henry's trying to get done early enough, hopefully, to go to scratch and play this Friday night scratch tournament. So we'll see how that goes. He's giving up ball in hand.
Oh yeah, I also got asked if we were gonna be there on Friday by Carrie. She's like, I'll see you Friday. And I was like, we got to stream on Friday. I don't know if we're going to make it. But we'll see, depending on how they shoot, they could shoot quick.
Yeah, Brian's ball pocketing seems pretty solid right now. Other than that, getting out of line and having to kick at that ball, he's made every shot that he's shot at so far. Seems like he's intent on making quick work of Henry here.
Ooh,
as I say,
a little too quick. He is also like shooting pretty quick, I feel like he's not taking a lot of time, just kind of like lining it up and then going for it,
Yeah. He did just come from wherever he was at work or whatever, so he's got a little bit of the road dust still on him. Takes a little bit of time to like get acclimated to your normal tempo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Henry's definitely not going to be phased by that tempo, I feel like.
No.
He's definitely just going to do his thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a good try on the bank. But he sold it out to BRYAN here in the corner. All right. BRYAN made the 7, but left himself a little funny on the 8. So he's either going to have to go for, I think he's going for the bank right now. Or just hoping to get safe. But looks like Henry has a look on the 8.
Yeah. Probably just play this to pocket it and then go up and down back to the middle of the table.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to hold it, and that's a little bit, to me, that's a little bit dicey. I'd probably, on this, not just a, like perfectly center cue ball, I might put a touch of left English. Kind of help the ball go towards the middle of the table versus kind of, if you go just top here, you might flirt with the scratch.
Ooh, he missed it. Just barely. All right. BRYAN also missed it. It looked like he shot that one fast,
Yeah. This is going to be, I think the challenge of being a little bit inexperienced on a stream, a little bit inexperienced with pool, is just finding your natural rhythm under several different layers of new situations. Brian's competed on this table a few times, but I don't think he's ever put any money on, and definitely not been streamed with commentators and whatnot. I've definitely played him and then done some analysis after the fact.
Nice shot by Henry.
Shot by Henry. Definitely good speed. Looking good for the 10. Probably just trickle this in and play the 10 to the bottom left.
Yeah, same pocket.
He looks like he's got the good angle to just be pretty natural. He's taking his time.
Yeah. Nice shot on the 9 ball, and he's lined up pretty nice for this 10 ball. I think as long as he doesn't rush it and takes his time, should be in there. All right. In there.
All right. 1-0.
Henry gets game one. John Schreiner on the chat. What's up, dude? Watching for his next matchup. Oh yeah, because right? Brian wants a piece of John.
I'm in for that. I don't even care.
That's what I heard. Well, that's what Brian said. He like commented on John and Shane's flyer and was like, I want a piece of both of these guys.
Yeah. We'll do I'll ask Brian and be like, I heard John Schreiner wants a piece. When's that gonna happen?
Yeah. Get him locked down for another one.
Oh yeah. That's what you do. I mean, you know. We got like, it's like a soap opera. We got like recurring guest appearances from different people around the hood. You know, they come in and out once in a while. Vashon Sharks Cove. I think that's Mark. No, what's up, Mark?
No, Mark is Mr. Bouncy.
No, he has two
streams.
He
has two. Dang, this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this.
He's double dipping us.
This guy. Love it.
Extra hours on the viewing.
Away from work for the week. That's a nice thing to be.
Oh yeah. We are just getting started for this work week. He like signed us up for a whole nother week on the weekend, but you know.
Yeah.
Labor of love. You do what you do.
Yeah. Looks like Brian got, this is the garage computer. Got it, Mark. Nice.
Yeah, let's see what happened today. So we got was this after the break? Looked away for a second, got excited by John being on there, saying hey to everybody.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, so it looks like he went for it and didn't call a push, so.
Yeah, he was trying to make that 8-ball, I think, cutting into the one. There's a little bit of traffic here. This is
everyone wants a piece of the bartender, says John.
Hey, you know what?
Ain't that the truth?
It's not a luxury, though. That is, it's got to be a luxury. You get to pick your opponent from the 20 million people that want a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Henry's shot here. He's just going to, you know, follow this all the way down, avoid any potential traffic playing multiple rails, you know, and maybe bumping into one of those balls. It's really just has to make sure to make this ball. Then use a little bit of follow. Yeah, that's going to work out. A little more follow would have been nice. He's going to be okay here, I think. Just pocket this ball and play your speed back up table.
Yep.
Maybe shoot the 3 in the top left or the top or the left side pocket potentially if he goes in between. I'm not really sure the angle from the view of the camera. Pretty thin. If he overcuts this ball, he'll probably end up really safe. Also, I guess if he hits it full, he'll end up safe too.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian can see a little piece of it.
He's gonna kick at it.
Oh, okay, right spin, I think. Got it. I was like, what?
He's just trying to feel it. I think he just knows that he just needs to hit balls to get in stroke here, so he's just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough to know exactly what's going to happen, you know, when you come from work or you haven't hit balls and then you just go right into a match. I definitely try to hit a few balls before I do anything. But Brian is one of those confident guys that he doesn't really care about that so much. It's business now. Who do we got? We got 6 watching now. Okay. Henry's going to play a safety here or a bank shot. I think that was a safe. He just hit that 4 instead of going past it.
Right.
That's going to leave Brian with this combo, I guess, on the 2-8. Ooh, made them both. See, I don't know, we can take a time out for our sponsors. Say hey to Shawn Tibbitts at Fernhill, one of the best brunch spots in the area. Definitely highest, one of the 2 highest rated brunch spots.
Yep.
In Tacoma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shawn's great. He's Alaskan native, so he's got his restaurant. I mean, they were like top 6 brunch in the world, I think, a couple years back. They've gotten tons of accolades. He's been on the news shows doing like little cooking segments for the news shows and stuff locally here. He always gives back to the community, which is why we really love, what he does.
Yeah, he was doing a fundraiser not too long ago that we went to, and it just gives all the money back to whatever the cause is. None. I don't even think that he was making. It was just a volunteer thing. I don't even know if the food was paid for by anybody. If he just fronted it all. So he's doing a really good job in the community of just supporting everyone, and he's always been, since we met him, he's been very supportive of what we're doing. He's excited for us, so, but yeah, they got some really bomb ass food. Pardon my language. Yeah, they got some super big portions, well worth taking a to-go portion unless you're a big boy.
Right.
Brian made a nice shot there. He's got good shape on this. Now, if he can just leave a nice angle for the 7, then he can come back up for that 9.
Right.
So he's looking pretty good here. I'd probably just trickle this in. Leave it a little bit of an angle. Ooh. Played too hard to get that straight in shot. Left Henry a combo. Oh, someone was commenting on our music for the shorts.
Yes.
Gotta love the AI, huh?
Diana Whitaker.
I get a kick out of the AI music generation myself. It's one of my favorite parts of making this content is seeing what the AI comes up with for music. Nice combo. That was a good shot. He's got a good shot on the 6 now. He just needs to leave a little bit of an angle for the 7. And then he should be able to come down table for that 10 pretty easily. I think if you just follow this ball to the side rail, he's checking the V.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the V is a great system to use for just kind of like checking your rolling ball shape and basic pathway until you get really a lot more like dialed in with the feel of it.
Yeah.
This is going to be a speed dependent shot. Like if he hits it too hard, he might end up going a little bit too high and leaving himself down below where you really want to be. Because you almost kind of want to have, I would prefer to be above the 7, if that makes sense, more towards the middle of the table rather than underneath it, just to avoid that side pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, he overcut it.
Just a little bit too.
Yeah, this is leaving Brian with an interesting situation. Now he's straight in, really no ability to draw the ball. So really what you got to do here is just either you elevate and try to stop it, which I think is probably the right shot. Wouldn't go so hard as to think to draw it and then just got to spear it straight in. Ooh, almost.
Ooh.
All right, so
option.
This is going to be shooter's option. 10 balls, call pocket. So this is going to be Henry's option. Now the ball wouldn't spot. Now if he was to make the 10 in that situation, then it would spot, and then it would still be shooter's option, meaning that Henry can give it back if he chooses to. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people like about 10 ball is that you can't get lucky and get away with it. I personally I don't really mind either game. It's of 9 ball versus 10 ball. It's more about just understanding that in 9 ball, there's definitely a little bit more of that randomness, and that works for you and against you. Oh, is that going? Nice. I don't know what he's got on the 10. Pretty good. Dang.
Almost perfect.
Couldn't see the ball, but yeah, this is pretty much where you want to be. A little bit stretched out because the 9-footer is a little bit bigger, but he's looking like he can get there.
Henry was asking for a spot for BRYAN,
2-0. That's old school. Yeah, I played a few games with Henry in the tournament the other day, but like I said, he was a little bit unconfident. I think that was part of it. And truthfully, I was playing really well, so it's not like he had many good opportunities. It's just I know that when people play more comfortably, it's amazing how much different the game can be when you have that comfort and confidence that you can win. And that becomes a big deal, I think, later on. It's just believing in yourself, knowing that when you get to the table that no one is stopping you and that it's all about your own, I've decided that I can do this type mentality, and that's what really pulls you through. I do like Henry's shirt. It says "Why not" on the back of it.
That's usually the question. The question is not why. The question is why not.
Yeah, it's getting serious here. 2-0. Henry gets this one. He's in danger of running away with it.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Clean Slate Pool Tables as well.
Oh, yeah.
Run by Dom McHenry and Tony. Been running around doing a bunch of jobs, moving tables, refelts, used pool table sales. They're family owned and operated, local to the Tacoma area. They've been very supportive of us and our idea for this ESB situation. So we love to support them as well. They've got a sweet calculator on their website, cleanslatepooltables.com, where you can get an estimate for whatever you need done. And you can even use their scheduling tool to book your jobs. So
yeah, it's tight.
Check them out.
Pretty solid break there by Henry. I think the 5 ended up just barely getting in the way of the 1. Didn't quite pass, but maybe the 1 still goes. He's looking at it. Yeah, if anybody's interested, I think we might have one more date left in February to fill up. Maybe 2, but we are doing so many of these streams back to back that we might take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to be traveling. So we'll be probably picking up a little bit more in March. So I have actually kind of a setup for a 1-pocket match that people have been asking. So I'm working on getting that all detailed for the middle of March.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got Paul Alexander is probably gonna be playing Triple G.
Ooh.
I think their plan is for 600 in the middle.
Oh wow.
Race to 4, and that's gonna be, I think, March 14th. We haven't made a flyer yet for that, but they both agreed to it at this point, so I think that it's gonna happen.
Nice shot, BRYAN.
Triple G was on the stream recently playing Shane Dunkley 1-pocket, and that's his preferred game. And I recently got contacted by Paul Alexander, who I've known for many years. He's like, "Oh, I want an opponent." Their Fargos are similar, so I think it's a fair game to start with. So 1-pocket's a little bit difficult to match up with your Fargos because it's not really as representative, because Fargo doesn't track 1-pocket results. 1-pocket is kind of outside of the realm of Fargo. Although, generally speaking, I think Fargo is still a good way to start you out as far as matching up goes. And I think for purposes of this challenge match, that's the right way to go. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to be more doing the 1-pocket. It's one of my favorite games, and it's a good time.
BRYAN got a little squirrely on this.
Yeah, he made a nice kick shot to make that 4. That was pretty sweet. Ooh, I think he got there.
Yeah.
So he is going to play safe occasionally. Now that Henry's got a 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
decided to take it a little bit more seriously. No, I'm joking. Brian's always taking it seriously. He definitely wants to get better, and he's putting in the work as much as he can, given a busy schedule.
I believe Henry and Brian are teammates, I want to say.
I think you're right about that, which is interesting how the guys are just like, you know what? I've had enough of you. Let's play on the stream.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
I know, right? Yeah, I've been kind of out of the gambling scene for a long time. And it's just, I really kind of enjoy helping people match up with each other and all that, play for a few bucks on these, doing these challenge matches. Cause it's I think of it like an investment for both players. Someone's going to win the money, but the other player hopefully is getting some more incentive and creating more of a use case for why they should be playing more serious pool rather than messing around. Not that it's like one of those money-making adventures. It's really more for the love of the sport, but ooh, maybe. It looks like he's hooked to me.
Yeah, it looks like he's hooked to me too.
Yeah,
he might be able to kick at it into the corner pocket here.
Yeah, either top left or the top right.
Depending on what has to happen. The top left, looks like.
Yeah, I like the top left because if you hit it good, you could potentially just stick the cue ball right there and have that easier shot on the 8.
Yeah.
So I'd be putting this like a low and a little bit of right English just to hold it.
Maybe
another unintended consequence. I thought maybe that was a chance that if he hit the top side of it, that could happen. Henry's definitely going to take this one. Yeah, I've not really watched Henry play too much, but he definitely seems like he's got a pretty good amount of discipline with his stand-up part of his game. Doesn't get down quick, kind of like looks at the shot before he gets down. Make it or miss it. That's a good habit, I think, to be in if you're trying to be regimented and methodical. If it's an easy shot, you don't necessarily have to do all that. But anything that you're not sure about, I think it's a good idea to kind of like spend a little bit more time looking at what you're doing. Nice shot for Brian here. Yeah, I think you can just use a little bit of draw and just draw up a little bit. Still have a pretty good shot here. See how Brian's draw stroke is. Could be better, but he's there. This is fine. Shot making wins a lot of games, and all of them actually, pretty much. Drilled it. 2-1.
Yep. Man, it is rainy outside.
Yeah. The nice 50 and 60 degree weather over again, once again. Back to 40 and rainy.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Brian's on the board now. Yep. So, he's crawling his way back up.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have far to go, though, at this point, which is good. Yeah. And another thing we're doing is, we have our online school community. We've been doing Ask Me Anything, sort of debriefs on different topics and pools. Shawn's been doing a great job just coming up with topics. But yeah, we pinned the link in the chat if you are interested in joining our school community. We're trying to basically like put together a lot of more educational content, and like if people want to talk about what they're working on in their pool game, we'd love to hear from you, so that way we can tailor our content to what people want to hear.
Exactly. Yeah. Just a community driven billiards education project. It's, just for people that love pool like we do and want to get better and are willing to put in a little bit of work and also talk about pool, talk about their struggles so that we can all kind of get through that together, and I'm not the only one, that's there. Like, it's not me. I'm not sure what Henry's doing here. Okay. He was about to shoot at the 2, but Bryan did him a solid there. He was aimed at the 2, and then Bryan pointed out the 1 I saw. So that was nice. But yeah, the school.com group is just a developing thing that we're going to use moving forward. Probably.
It is the largest of the school communities focused on billiards.
And y'all can help us make it even bigger and better. Mm-hmm. It is free to join. You just have to create an account, and then you can view and access all the different groups that are free, which is we have no plans at this point to charge for any of the stuff that's on there. Like I said, it's a community project. It's just the beginning of it, and y'all can help us direct it by joining and just being a little bit involved with that. Anybody can post on there. You don't have to be an admin or a moderator or anything like that. So just thinking about, what you want to talk about with pool, and then, or want me to talk about, or you have a question or a poll for the group, you can ask on there. And gradually over time, that's going to get bigger. We just started doing that a few months ago, so it's definitely in the infancy of it.
Yep.
I know that it's going to get bigger and better over time. We're going to continue to add content. Pretty soon, I'm going to have enough stuff to create like a course for people to go through so they can kind of like cover all their bases. It's going to be more of a mental management type thing versus like fundamentals of stroke, etc. All that stuff seems like it's pretty prevalent already on YouTube and the other site. There's so many people putting that information out there, and and I'm going to do that as well when people ask. But I think that one of the things that people are really looking for is more like mental edge stuff, different techniques that can help them move past these little blocks that they seemingly have, that they're not really sure why it is, that they struggle, and just kind of highlighting from my perspective, my experience, and then other people's too, how they're getting through these little challenges.
Looks like Bryan's going for the 10. Yeah.
Yep.
Accidentally pocketed the 7.
Yeah.
So now it's Henry's option.
Yep. And I think Henry's aware of that. We just assume they know all the rules. We're not refereeing this game. We're just commentating it. So Henry could give this back, and maybe he's just going to shoot at it because why not?
Right. Like his shirt says.
Exactly.
Lisa, what's up?
Thanks for joining us on our nice Friday afternoon here.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping in and saying, hey, we look forward to having you back if you're coming, I think. I thought you said you were going to be here on Monday, but correct me if I'm wrong. We got Chad and Kevin on Monday. Yeah, I guess we could talk about our upcoming match schedule as well. Bryan's got the ball in hand here.
Yeah.
We got tomorrow's the big day. We got one pocket in the afternoon at 2 p.m.
1,000 in the middle.
1,000 in the middle.
Paul Marquez versus Randy Kamendiki. It's a great matchup, honestly. If you guys have any interest in one pocket at all, this is a great match to watch. It's not very often that you get to watch. I think one of the things that it's interesting about one pocket is that because the pros are pretty much most of the people that you will watch play when you're watching YouTube, that watching players that aren't capable of watching players that aren't capable of just running 8 and out constantly like the pros do. adds a little of an element of strategy, and that's really it can be interesting to see how players manage their own skill and shoot shots based on what they can do versus what the pros have so much capability that they're kind of shooting shots that are outside of the realms of normal like ability for most people. It makes the game seem a lot different than it really is and makes it a little bit less like inviting for new players, thinking that they got to be able to like do all these crazy things. And it's really not like that. You can, just with a simple skill set, you can do a lot and have a lot of fun in the game because it does allow you to be creative. I feel like one of the things that's missing from 9-ball is that element of like style and panache that you can really, with one pocket, you can shoot shots that you just won't see. And that gives you a reason to develop different areas of your game versus just running out, which is kind of what 9-ball is,
Oh,
That was a good
bummer,
shot.
Lisa. We're not going to see it, but that's okay. We know you'll be watching. Feel free to message us in the chat if you hear anything weird coming out of Kevin.
I know, right?
But yeah, One Pocket's a great game. I really enjoy it. Personally, Mark has recently commented to me, I think this last Tuesday, that he misses our One Pocket games. So we got to get back in there. It's been a while. It's definitely a mindset shift from your typical rotation games. So I'm excited to get back in there with Mark. All right, nice shot on the 4.
Yeah, he's a little bit straight.
Yeah.
I think he'll be okay here. Let your stroke out a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if you could draw it past the 6 and then off the rail to bring it back behind the 6 to go in the bottom left.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
if he's
you need
straight
a lot.
in, if he's straight in, then that's
the
a
move.
good shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the cue ball is a little bit above the line of the 5, so you might be able to go forward and use like left English to go 2 rails towards the 9. It may be too straight for that, in which case drawing it could work. But the nice thing is the 8 is there, so even if you draw it, you can't scratch in that bottom left no matter what you do. So that should help him. But I think he's going to follow this ball. Might have to hit a little bit of punch on it to get some tangential speed.
Yeah, and then what is it? Battle of the Bartenders. We got John Schreiner. You still there, John? Facing off with Shane Babine.
Yep.
It is going to be an epic time. I don't know if Emily's decided to sit in here with us, or at least with the dog. And then we've got Melanie is going to be here on the mic in the booth with us for sure.
Narrowly missed. That would have been pretty sweet. I think you would end up with a pretty decent opportunity. The 8 and the cue ball are close, but
yeah.
I think Brian can cut this ball on the side.
Ooh.
I missed it.
You got to hit it first. Make it in the side.
He was hitting it thin. Too thin.
I know, right? Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention that for the One Pocket match, we got Pedro Vargas in the booth with us tomorrow. So that'll be sweet.
Yeah. Puerto
Rico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's my Puerto Rican brother from another mother. But I made a ton of sofrito, which is something that we put in our like beans recipes and some other things. And I made a ton of it. So I'm making Pedro take some off my hands.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm excited to eat some of it.
Oh, yeah. I got to maybe make something for when he comes over here.
That's a good shot. He left himself the pretty ideal angle here to make it and have good control off that rail. I think I try to back it up a little bit of draw here, then play the 9 into the left side pocket, relatively straight in, so you can roll forward for the 10 in the bottom left.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of like stun this up, or you can draw back a little bit. Either way, it's personal preference. It's more about this knowing the speed of the shot. But he seems pretty good with the speed here. He's didn't get that many reps in, but he seems like he's pretty comfortable on this table.
Ooh, nice.
A little close.
Definitely close.
You might have to play the 10 in the left side now.
In the left side?
Yeah, I don't know that he can.
Maybe all the way down, no?
We'll see how he ends up.
Yeah.
This is going to be like the angle that he ends up with. We'll decide.
Yeah.
What he does.
True.
He overhit it just a notch. He would have been like an inch below that. Then he would have been really sitting nice. But this is fine. You just got to, you deal with what comes ultimately.
Ooh, little rattle on
he
that.
Overcut it. If he had hit it fuller and made it, he wouldn't be that far from the 10. I think he just kind of second guessed himself. He was kind of looked like he was making decisions while he was down.
Mm-hmm.
That's typically a sign of indecision, and then that can cause you to miss the ball or get out of line, or both. All right. Well, Henry's got a thin cut here.
Mm-hmm.
You could also play safe by just shooting past the 10 with the 9.
And then rolling the cue ball up.
Yeah, that might not be that right. I would probably still go for this shot. The 10's out there enough to where if you make the 9, you're going to have some sort of a shot. And it's more like if I can play my speed to where I'm not like on the rail, then I should be able to make the 10 also. That's kind of how you just have to kind of tell yourself that you're confident enough. Although it is thin. I don't know if he wants to risk missing it altogether at this stage. Yeah, it looks like he's going to shoot it past the 10. Just play the 9 to the end rail. Yeah, that worked out a little bit. Bryan doesn't have an easy cut here. I think he can almost play like a stop shot, but it might bump the 9. Oh, he hit it too hard. It's going to come all the way back down.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea there. He just needed to hit a little bit of more pure stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Got too much velocity, not enough spin.
And this seems like it's a pretty natural, just hit it in, come off the side rail, and then park up behind the 10. Just nice and easy.
Yeah, agreed. It should just float up there and just play your speed proper.
Right. Yeah, your speed's pretty much everything. I used to have one of my old pool captains used to say speed kills. Because you'd end up scratching or doing something else.
Yep.
And it would totally kill your shot.
Henry's got a nice shot on the 10 here. He's been playing good shape to get to the 10.
Yeah.
I think the 2 games that he won, he had pretty reasonable shots, and he got there with his own. It wasn't like Bryan sold out and left him there.
Right. Yeah.
3-1. Nice. So thank our sponsors once again, Tibbitts at Fernhill. We're going to be there on Sunday at 11. If y'all want to join us, you got to call and make reservations.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. If you haven't been there, check it out.
Yeah.
Super good. Super good.
Some of the best brunch.
Seasonal menu. So 4 times a year, he changes the menu around. Some things seem to be there all the time, which is good.
Like the lobster bomb.
Yeah. I feel like every time I go there, I always get the lobster bomb.
You do.
Because it's
so
I'm
good.
one of my favorite breakfast foods is Eggs Benedict, and this is basically like a massive Eggs Benedict, but with lobster on it, which is better than eating it with just a ham or whatever it comes with normally.
Yeah, it's ham, I think. And then and then it's like in a bread bowl.
Bread bowl instead of an English muffin. It's all kinds of good, truthfully. Otherwise, I wouldn't eat it every time. And then we got cleanslatepooltables.com. Pool table services, moves, refills, used tables. Local to Tacoma, but they will definitely travel pretty much anywhere in the state.
Even out of state. Don't they do jobs in Oregon sometimes?
Occasionally Oregon. Depends on, if people are willing to do it. The calculator includes like where you're going, where you're starting from, if you're doing a move, and then gives you the price, and the price is the price, and it's a full satisfaction, guaranteed to work. So I definitely recommend Dom and Fam for all my pool table needs as far as that goes. So yeah, and they have the calculator, to do your estimates, and then also you can schedule the work as well. And if you have questions, of course you can call, and then it'll actually answer the phone and talk to you, which is great. And he's been good about being active in the community as far as like making sure people know that there's a lot of scammers out there these days, and you got to be careful with making choices about what you're buying, and that's really a big deal right now, is there's a lot of people out there like trying to overcharge for tables, really, that there's no reason for it, or they're something's broken or whatever, and and they're hiding that from people. And he's doing really good about being active on the forums and making sure that people aren't accidentally making bad choices about what to do. So that's been helpful for everyone. Looks like Henry's got a 1-9 here. Looks to me like it's in. If he's lining it up, definitely seems like it should go. In this situation, then if it's straight in combo, I'll put a little bit of draw on the cue ball just to create a little bit of separation. Yeah, maybe it didn't go and he just didn't trust it. Brian's got a shot on the side here, very thin. Cue ball's going to probably go into the 2. We'll see how it goes. Really just bear down and make this ball. You don't have to do anything extravagant. Oh, he scratched. All right. Yeah, and these balls are very tied up. Ultimately, there's not a lot of room to move around about the cabin here, so he's going to have to make some interesting shots here. I think I might shoot this 1 in the bottom right, use a little bit of draw, and then put the cue ball like below the line so that I can go up towards the 3 and the 9 in between that window. The only issue then is going from the 2 to the 3, you're going to have to go forward and kind of going away from the 3. Yeah, and of course, we're constantly trying to schedule matches. Right now, we're pretty much full until March. But we'll be, as time goes on, we get more people calling and asking about that, and we schedule as much as we can at time permitting. We are also in process of looking at buildings and trying to formulate, getting our business plan together for opening the pool hall. So that's all in there. So we're doing this as kind of just something to do to help build the brand and help the community in any way we can with what we can. So we got this Evo streaming platform, which is great. We can do remote commentary for anybody that wants to commentate for any matches coming up. Just give me a text the ESB, Facebook, and we can definitely work on getting people in here to start commentating. Or if you guys are willing to come to the house, we're doing all this out of our house right now, then we can set that up. And obviously, it's just something to do. If you end up with, one of your friends is on the stream, you want to commentate, I'm all about hearing about it. And definitely any idea will be entertained. it seems like it's a lot of fun for people to do that. And it's just a platform we're, blessed to be able to help everyone get a little bit of pool fun going, having people be able to watch from home, different, if your family or whatever doesn't get to see you play pool, or maybe you got kids that you can't take to the bar and play at league, then they can watch you play here and root you on without having to be in a place like that. So Brian has left the bank shot and then also kind of left the 10 in a spot where it could be comboed in later. We'll see how that goes. Henry might play the 3 off the 10 right now to play it in the side, which I like because that kind of removes it from the easy combo situation. So we'll see how that goes.
Come back. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, this is getting interesting. This is one of those racks where it starts to think, oh, this might take a little while. Brian's going to try to draw off 3, which I think is legit here.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I
was like, can you draw it here into the 10?
It's definitely doable. Whether or not it's going to happen, this is definitely a really kind of a tricky shot. He could actually have just slopped it in somehow and gotten credit for it either though, which random stuff could have happened. But all right, I think that maybe the shot here is just to play bump the 10 out of the way, not even try for the 3, unless you really feel good about this 3-ball hit. The potential for Henry to just lose here outright by not hitting it because the 10 is too easy. It's kind of a it's a little bit of a risk. You gotta weigh the risks. I think he's thinking about it. I don't know what his plan is yet. But if y'all are watching the stream right now, we appreciate likes and follows, of course. Subscribe if you can to the YouTube channel. We're definitely building this up. We're going to have more and more content. If you're interested in any of the educational stuff, being a subscriber on the YouTube, then you'll get, ooh. Ouch.
Whoa.
That was, that didn't work out for him. I think Brian is thinking about how lucky he is right now. Yeah, all Henry needed to do is move the ball a foot or so just to make it harder, and then just kind of overhit it. And then pretty much the worst thing that could have happened. This is amazing how that happens, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Feel like you draw it to yourself and you're like, better not do that.
I know, right? That's like a dead giveaway. It's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like, what do I not? At least avoiding.
All right. I think we're back now. Our internet temporarily glitched out. We were how do you get rid of this thing? Okay. We were for a second there trying to get better internet to help us alleviate some of these problems that we've been having with the internet that we currently use. But
yeah,
CenturyLink decided to cancel on us a couple
really
times.
Want our business. So. We just wanted like reasonable customer service and a little bit of response other than, sorry, I know we suck, but we're not going to do better. Actually, we're just going to keep sucking.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the way that it sounded. Like the customer service people were very apologetic, but then powerless to do anything.
Right.
So to me, that's like, what do? You can't keep giving money to people, to companies that are doing that. It doesn't make any sense. So we're just going to tough it out. And then once we get the pool all open, we're going to get business internet, and then we'll have priority over all the residential pools.
Indeed.
And then it's all fine. This is, it's not great. It's not as good as it could be, but it is the best we got right now. And,
we appreciate you bearing with us on
that. We thank all the fans of the channel, all the support we've gotten, and we've had nothing but good things be said about what we're trying to do and working towards doing. So we're going to keep moving forward. And, it's a lot of fun actually doing these. It's a lot of work to put these things together, but I do enjoy it. At the moment we're doing it, I always have a good time. And I'm excited to have, people come back and watch their own play in a serious, situation, and then analyze that, observe, and make some changes that hopefully move them forward in the game. That's what it's all about. It's getting better, learning how to compete at a higher level, and it's not just about, going and being able to practice and make balls and practice and think that's the whole game. That's definitely one of the great parts and one of the fun parts. It definitely drew me to the game. At a certain time, though, you want to kind of like, to me, I felt like, I want to be able to prove that I can do these things that I can do in practice. And even though I wouldn't say necessarily that like I love the competition, at a certain point, it is kind of like, well, you got to be able to demonstrate your skill. And when other people are watching, that's kind of the time when you have to be able to do that. To me, pool kind of becomes a little bit more like a performance art type thing, especially at the higher levels. Everyone has spent a lot of time competing, and embracing the moment, and all that stuff becomes more like you got to figure out how you have to look at it for your own self to be successful. And as I think you get a little bit older, you realize that it's not really about beating somebody down like it was when you're 10 years old and you just want to win after a while, it kind of becomes like, well, I'm in it for the long haul. How am I going to frame it in my mind to be okay to win and get better and still enjoy my life, without taking it so seriously that it makes it like all consuming, that you have like, you get emotionally, strung out from not doing good. And you don't want to pin all of your whole life on the result of pool. Everybody has lives, and they have to deal with the fact that they don't have unlimited time to put into the game, which is what, if you want to get to a high level, a lot of it is about time sacrifice. It's about traveling more when you don't want to, and it's about practicing when you're tired, and just doing all those things that when you don't have that time and you have maybe a family or a mortgage that you're trying to pay, you only have so much time and resources to put towards it, but then even so at that time, you can have a good time and enjoy and still get better just through, doing stuff like this. Then you don't have to spend a whole weekend playing pool, and you can still get some good benefit out of it. You just schedule it, you practice a little bit, you show up and you play, and then you learn something. All right, so Henry's left a little bit of an opportunity here, I'd say. If Brian can make this 5 and kind of move forward with getting shape on the 7, then he's looking pretty good. The 9 going to the 10 is pretty routine if you leave the angle on the 9. It was more of a trick of making that shot. See, now Henry's actually got a really nice spot here where it's just make the 5, and it goes straight towards the 7 being straight in and a stop shot. And then even a stop shot on the 7 would then give you the nice angle to come down for that 10 ball. Yeah, we're putting in the Tibbitts phone number for reservations into the chat for y'all. I highly recommend. I will say it once again, and
10 out of 10.
I don't know how many more times today, but definitely in the future a lot of times. I love going there. It's super inviting. People, great people to hang out with. The owner seems like he knows every single customer by name, especially if you've been there multiple times. I think the first time we went in there, he asked us our whole life story, and he's remembered it every time since then. And I feel like that's a special thing that you don't get from most spots where you just come in and they don't even know who you are, nor do they care. Not to say that they're not going to give you good service. It's just I really am. As I get older, I respect people that take their time out to meet their customers and get to know them on a personal level, knowing that they're, if you do a good job, not only do you like have lifelong relationships and friends, but everyone's having a good time being there. And that is a cultural thing for the business, is that the culture of the business, is better. I can hit enter on that. Or is that in there?
It's in there.
Oh, my bad.
I did hit it.
You did. Good job, baby.
Thanks.
I thought it was still in the chat.
Like in the bubble.
Like in the bubble.
No,
right.
I gave them the phone number.
Henry looks like he's going to try to go 3 or 4 rails around the table back for this 10. Let's see if he lets the stroke out here. Nope. Played a little bit of a safe.
What do you like here?
I think you can just make this in the side and then play enough speed to come back over to the left side of the table. And that would then, if you miss it, you're going to leave Henry a little bit of a tricky shot where he's going to be forced to come back up and down, maybe, if Bryan overcuts it. Yeah, he ended up hitting it really nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good
really
shot.
Really nice shape for the 10. All right.
3-3.
3-3. Tied up. I feel like this match is going way faster than the match last night.
Yeah. Bryan's playing at warp speed.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're pocketing balls very well. There haven't been a ton of missed shots.
Right.
That one rack, though, Henry did. That rack could have been extended out when Henry took that intentional foul and then left the 10 in the jaws.
Mm-hmm.
That game could have gone a lot longer and was shortened by that play. However, yeah, it definitely seems like it's moving faster. They're breaking the balls open.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the balls don't break very well, and then now you're like so much traffic with 10 balls on the table. And it doesn't seem like these guys are struggling with that. I've definitely seen where the balls get clustered up and tied up, and then people are really not even trying to run out because they know there's this issue later in the rack. And that's what makes 10 ball an interesting game sometimes, is that if you're breaking the balls well, it plays a lot like 9 ball. And if you're not breaking the balls well, it takes a long time to get through a rack. So. But as it stands, we're still looking at 2.5 hours, I'd say, which I think is a good amount of time. Depending on, of course, if it goes hill the way it's been going, it'd be 2.5 hours. But if someone wins the next 4 games, then, it might be in that less than an hour remaining. But the Fargos would say that it's going to be pretty close, and it seems like that's been held true. I can't say that I feel like one player has the advantage. It seems like Henry's definitely playing a little bit better position, but he's been missing more balls, and Bryan's definitely been pocketing the balls a little bit cleaner. So it's kind of like the young gun versus experience thing. As I say that, I was like, he didn't even hit the right side of the ball there. But he was trying to draw it, and he just whacked at it.
Yeah.
I think here Henry's probably going to play like shoot straight at the 1 and leave the cue ball under the 7. Play a safety.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot the 1-2 rails out of there. He might go for the combo, which is fine too. Just hard to see exactly what was the right thing. Yeah, he shot the shot I thought he might shoot. Kind of let the cue ball go up into the 7 a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan doesn't really have anything here offensive. I don't think he's going to try for. I mean, if he cuts the 1, he could call the 10 and try to carom the 10, if that makes sense. Not even try to make the 1, but just play that carom. Like Edward hit that carom on the 9 yesterday. That was pretty sweet. But he's playing it safe. That's a good shot. Kind of gave him the bottom of the ball, though, with the kick shot. Maybe if he can't hit it full.
Mm-hmm.
But these kinds of games, like where the balls are all kind of tied up, where they're really close together and hard to maneuver around, can get really long. And this is what extends 10 ball out into being a little bit of a beast. Is that just to get on the 2 ball requires some work. So if you're not, from here, making the 1 is difficult, and making the 1 and getting on the 2 is like a really tough task. I'd say if I'm trying to play shape here, I got to bank the 1 in the bottom right and play left English and try to come around 2 rails to the window, and that's a tough shot. That's a good safety right there, I'll tell you. You might kick at the right side rail there, or play 2 rails behind the 7 to come back out. That's what I like there, because you could call the 1 in the left side pocket if you went 2 rails, try to cut it, and then the cue ball would come down table, maybe to get action on the 2. Going 1 rail to the right rail to try to call the 1, it's really, maybe you can get shape accidentally there. It seems like you're going to be very long on it. And if you don't hit it solid, you'll sell out if you kick to that side rail.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, where's the 1 going to go? There's nowhere to hide behind. I like maybe kicking at 2 rails if you have a good angle on it, just to create more traffic. But then you have to hit it harder, because if you hit one of the balls, then it slows everything down, and you might not get a rail shooting that shot. So it's a little bit of pick your poison. He's elected to do the right rail shot. I think he's in a little bit long on it. Yeah. So Bryan has ball in hand here. I think if you play to go to the side rail and then under the 5, and then kind of play that gap between the 5 and the 8, and that's what I like.
Edward Flores in the chat. It's
What's
nice
up,
to
bro?
see all skill levels on this stream, so anyone can show up and test their game, then go home and reflect.
Did you watch the whole thing like you said? I haven't gotten a chance to go through and get all the highlights, but I'm planning on it. I got at least 3 situations that I'm going to make short reels out of and send links to, so y'all know. That's another side benefit. If you do some cool stuff, you'll be seeing it later on our channel.
Yeah, as a reel.
We'll
share it on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, the goal is to have a reel for every single person that comes and plays, And so far, we're doing really good with that. We're definitely working on our video editing technique, and then finding good spots to do reels from. It's not all just going to be me trying to run a bracket 9 ball and then making a video out of it. That's kind of boring, I think, for myself. And I really want to involve as many people as I can. So I'm happy that you guys are playing, so we can have more footage to make memories out of for y'all.
Yeah, and then you can share it with your friends, your families, all that stuff.
Yep, immortalized forever on the YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You can compete with AI. All the AI video and stuff now is amazing, but it's not real, This is all real footage, which is what I love about it, and people can say whatever about the quality of the video, but everybody knows what's going on here. This is cool.
Right.
It doesn't have to be, 1080p. Good hit.
Was that the video that Mike sent us this morning? Michael? The word pool comes from the French word for chicken,
Yeah.
as a fly.
Yeah, I knew that it came from betting pool, where, you know, it was just like a side game to play while people were waiting to get
Horse racing. Right?
yeah, horse racing.
Get their bets in.
You know, which is I think why it has like a connotation for being a gambling game, which to me it does have a place. You know, it's, you know, a game of skill is kind of a different thing when there's no real reason to compete. If you have like financial gain in mind, it changes things. And people think, oh, well, one-on-one, that was a nice shot there.
Nice shot, Henry.
You know, one-on-one pool, they think, oh, that's gambling. But the thing is that if you really think about it, if you go and play a tournament, what are you doing? You're putting your money in there and you're hoping to get more money out of it. And if you don't think that's gambling, then I don't really know what your definition should be. I think of pool anytime you're playing in a situation where, you know, it's an equal footing type thing where there's no handicap or whatever, then that's just an investment in your own skill. The expectation is that you're going to develop your ability based off of that investment. Even if you lose, you're going to gain. If you win the money, then that's sweet, you know, and that's part of the thing. But, you know, in order to start winning the money, you got to pay your dues. And, well, that's its own process, you know, and it's not for everybody, but I think that it's definitely a well-established route to getting better at pool. Just because you're maybe like focusing on being a tournament player doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to put a few dollars in play and have that be beneficial. Not to say that that has to be like how you derive all your income. What do we got?
Chad Andreessen says happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Chad.
We'll see you Monday.
Are you going to hit balls every day between now and Monday? Or are you going to take time off? I mean, I don't know. I don't hit balls every day, but I'd like to. It's on my list. Soon it'll be happening, and then we'll see how good I can really be. But I like the game. It's going to be fun to commentate for you and Ed. It's going to be a good match.
Edward did get a solid break and run, though, didn't he?
He had that
match?
break and run. He had there were several jump shots that were made that I thought were great jump shots, and then also that carom on the 9 was a cool shot.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm definitely gonna watch the whole thing again. I might speed through a little bit of it. Ooh, Henry just let his cue ball float forward there a little bit too much.
Shot tap last night, says Chad.
Nice. Oh yeah, Thursday night tap league.
Oh yeah, those were the days. That's where we were first on a team together. Oh, so cute.
Yeah, we met each other at tap league
on a Thursday, actually.
Yeah, I was playing on Diana and Thomas Trent's team, and you were playing with Marcello's team.
Yeah.
But there's, you know, it's an interesting story, really. No discredit to Marcello, because it was definitely him that asked me to play, and I definitely want to help him with his game as well. But two of my old friends from my casino business days were on the team, and I really was like trying to help them get better as well. So I joined the team, and Vic just happened to be on it. And then 3 years later, here we are.
Yeah. Well, and they were like my friends too. Like I had made friends with them separately.
Exactly.
But then they were like your old friends, and I had never met you. It was wild.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was just like a time frame when I was not around, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was like having my kid, and then I was doing that for a long time, and they were doing their thing. It was a cool confluence. I thought, you know, that made sense to do that. So, you know, and that's how it works. You know, the universe works in mysterious ways.
Oh, yeah.
Who thought that someone would just bump into you and make you miss a ball? And then that all of a sudden, a couple of years later, they're living in your house.
Wow, you make it sound so romantic, babe.
Hey, you know what? I get to tell the story my way, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You can tell it how you want to.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Chad, it should be a great match. We're excited to have you.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Chad and Kevin, I've known for a long time, since before I had my kid, you know. They were like on my first league team for APA.
Nice.
Now they're like half of them moved to Texas.
Dang.
Yep. All right. See, this is a situation where nobody really cares to make the 6 ball because the 7 doesn't go, and they're not. I don't know. Eventually, someone has to like sell it out.
Does it go to the left side if you get the cue ball on the right side of it?
I think it does, but it seems like they're just avoiding leaving their opponent with that particular pathway. So now we're just like, what do we do? But I think he's dedicated on this shot. I think really what I would do is just make it and then play safe off of it if I don't like the shot.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the 8 potentially to block to use as a blocker. So I'd be trying to definitely make this 6 ball. And
ooh.
Yep. Here we go.
This we got action. We needed.
Can Bryan hit it?
No.
I thought that would be a tough, thin hit. I was thinking maybe he'd kick down to the end rail and back up.
Well, and giving Henry ball in hand here is perfect for Henry because then he can hit it to the bottom left, you know, and stop it. Hit it to the side pocket on the left side.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll it forward and come back for the 8 in the bottom right. But we'll see what he does.
Yeah, exactly. I like playing 6 in the bottom left, like you said, and just playing for the 7 in the left side.
Yep.
Maybe he's playing to break him out. He's leaving a little bit of an angle here. Maybe he's not comfortable with that 7 ball in the left side.
I don't know if anybody else is watching, but Sophia Mass is currently playing Kaylee McIntosh. She's up 7-4 in a race to 8.
Good breakout for Henry there. Maybe the 7 didn't go in the left side and he had to do something. So that actually worked out really nice. Where's this at?
Classic Billiards.
Oh, so this is in Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, the return of Justin Bergman to the he's decided that he's going to try to play on the Moscone Cup, so he's playing again.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he's going to play some of these W&T events to qualify or match room or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, going for the safety?
I think
looks like he got it, kind of.
I thought he was trying to make it, but he may have just hit it. Maybe he did play the safe.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just the way that he was looking at it after he shot it. I was like, oh, whoa. Maybe he was going for the safe.
Mm-hmm. See what comes with Bryan here. It looks like he's not hitting it. Oh, dang, he did hit it. I thought he was in between the 10 and the 8, or the 10 and the 7.
I wonder if looks like he might be able to see the 7 with how far away it is off the rail. Like behind the 10.
Yeah, I think he can make it. Doesn't have much angle, so he's not going to come down table significantly.
Puts a little bit of right. He could come up a little bit.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit queued up over the 10, though. It's a little bit of an obstruction for your queuing. It's going to interfere a little bit with this bridging. Not too much, though. That might be just me because I use a long bridge I don't like to be having a short bridge ever, hardly, unless I'm drawing the ball.
It's very interesting because, people get on my case a lot for having a really long bridge. And, and I'm like, what? I'm short. I have to.
Yeah, exactly. If you were short as me, you'd have a long bridge too.
Right.
Especially if you don't want to get your extension out all the time, or you don't want to use the bridge all the time. You don't really have a choice, It's like, and it has some advantages to it too. I think people don't realize that the bridge length does affect the pivot of the deflection and all that stuff, and it does affect the play of the shaft. And then once you get it dialed in, having a longer shaft, as long as your stroke is accurate, actually can benefit certain of the negative consequences of having squirt and swerve and deflection. You just have to kind of understand what works for you.
Edward's asking if there's a 3-foul rule in effect.
You know what? I don't know about that. We just decided to let them go for it. And because they play on the same league team, so if they get in a fight, then it's going to be fine. We don't have to argue about that. Bryan hit the right shot. He just under-rolled it. So this is what Henry's been waiting for, maybe. I think I like banking this ball versus cutting it. I might consider kicking it in the left side pocket as my call shot and playing a kick and stick here too. But I think that might be beyond what Bryan is trying to do. Oh, he banked it in the side. Oh, he left it. Pretty makeable. It's not like hanging in the jaws.
Got Carson in the chat rooting on Henry. What's up?
Yeah, I was like, are you all on these guys' league team? What's the action on the side? Who's you betting on who? I want to know. Bryan seems like he's taking all bets.
Is he now?
I don't know.
Oh no.
That was costly. I think Bryan's pretty much looking to make this ball.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Four to 3.
This is Bryan's first lead in the match.
It is. Yeah, Henry's had a couple of mistakes that have cost him. Not that was an easy 10 ball. I could see that was like missable just because it wasn't so in front of the hole. The side pockets, they're pretty wide, but if you're not right and have a good angle into it, you have to play it really precise. And that kind of like makes it harder for people to really be confident with the shot, because you just have to hit it exactly to a spot, and then if the speed can matter too. So yeah, so if y'all are just joining us, we do have one pocket tomorrow, 2 p.m. Paul Marquez versus Randy Kamantiki. Paul's from Portland area. Randy lives up north. Randy's the owner of 128 Billiards. He's a well-known one pocket player. Paul's obviously well-known player. Loves one pocket as well.
We got Pedro Vargas coming to commentate for that match.
Go Pedro. Excited to have Pedro in the booth talking one pocket. We both really love the game, so we're looking forward to talking about it for several hours. I'm excited for it. I haven't actually gotten to commentate for a high level one pocket match, I don't think, ever, honestly. It's mostly I get asked to do more rotation stuff, a little bit of 8-ball here and there when I used to commentate more for like BCA and stuff like that. And one pocket's definitely a really interesting game. There's so many different shots that you kind of need to know to have a balanced one pocket game. And these guys know all those shots really. So I'm excited to see and hopefully learn a few things about their styles, because I'm trying to be relevant in all the games. And these two guys are two of the best. And I've definitely had run-ins with both of them. And I think overall, I know the last time I played Paul One Pocket, he got me on the stream. And I've been working on my game, and I'm going to be ready next time. I know that. And Randy, I'm not even really going to bother playing. He's beaten me every time we played. But I'll be ready for him eventually. I just got to start playing more. Oh, Henry's scratched here. But yeah, I'm excited for that matchup. It's going to be great. Excited to get a little bit of action going. It's not that often that people get to play with each other at a beyond a certain level, and I'm stoked that we're getting some 600 plus Fargos playing against each other on a stream. It's kind of a rarity in this area for that to happen. So I'm like excited for the potential of having that going on. Recently we've had like Shu Cheng Chow, who's 660 area Fargo, playing with Bo Bologna, and they got a rematch coming down the road. Bo had to cancel the rematch, and once he gets ready to play again, then we'll probably set that back up. Pretty excited. What's up, Rob? Good evening.
What's up?
You gonna get on the stream sometime? What's your Fargo? I haven't even looked.
And then Chad is saying that Clark spent 4 hours on the 9-footer at Scratch on Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Is Clark getting ready to come onto the stream, Chad?
Clark's just got to have a reason to play, and then he'll be back. A lot of it's just like your life is there, and then pool is extra. But when you got something to do in pool, then you be back. But I know that Clark's been playing a little bit more, taking time out for the game. I don't know if the 6 and the 3 are tied up enough or if they're comboable here.
Take a few lessons and hang out. All right. We like that. Oh, Bird will scratch.
Yeah, well, hit me up anytime. We're doing lessons when we can. Definitely weekdays, availability when we're not doing streaming and stuff. I definitely make time for that, and I'm definitely want to help as many people as I can, expose them to what I know about the game. A lot of it's some mental stuff, and I know enough about the physical stuff too. It's just everyone is a different body, and that's really what makes it unique, is that there's not one like answer for everyone's problem. There's actually, basically, the way I look at pool is there's like 2 different extremes almost for every concept, and that you're going to find yourself gravitating towards one side or the other of that, or in between, and that that's the beauty of it though, is you get to find your personal flavor, and then you get to make that your style. No one gets to tell you how to play. You get to decide, because it's your self-expression.
Looks like he's going for the 310.
Yeah, I think he's calling the combo here. Yeah, and he's left it super tough for BRYAN. Yeah, this is going to loosen him up here a little bit. I think is BRYAN going to kick? Oh, you can hit the top of it? Ooh. Maybe the carom on the 10 is the shot here?
Yeah.
Off the 3 and then make the 10 with the cue ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of a 2-way a little bit. I don't know how much safe you're going to get. I would be going all out to make it personally. If I'm going to try it at all, I wouldn't worry about getting safe.
Right.
If I was going to try to make it, yeah. Otherwise, I'd just play safe completely and then try to get safe. It's one or the other in this situation. It's not so easy to make it if you're trying to play two-way. That's high level, really high level. He's looking at the carom. I think that's the right shot. Try to steal this one back. He's given a couple away. I think if he gets this one back, I mean, they'll be right in it neck and neck. Definitely worth shooting. Plus, we're always rooting for the highlight reel. If he makes this one, this is definitely a reel. Looking good, actually. He's got it in a good spot. It might happen. Nailed the bank.
I know, right?
It's not 9-ball, though.
I know. I think you can see the edge of the 4, maybe.
Yeah, theoretically, you cut this in the side. It looks like he's calling the side.
Yeah.
Nope, corner. He's got all of it. Not all of it, but enough. Whoa. Maybe he put a little bit of right English to swerve it. I don't know.
It looked.
He might have miscued. It was interesting. He had a lot of right spin on that.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Henry's playing safe here. He's trying to get a better shot. I don't know if Bryan can carry him into the 10 here. I think it's a little bit too thin for that. Ooh. Henry got what he asked for. Yeah, this is actually, the balls are actually in a really tricky position to get from the 4 to the 5 and have a really good shot. You might play like with follow and then try to end up kind of like underneath the 9 and shoot the 5 on the side. I think that's what he might be doing. Playing to the left side pocket. Yeah. But that's a lot of angle when you're going away from the 6. I might bank the 5 in the bottom left and kind of like hold the cue ball if I'm going to go for it. I think maybe if you make the 5 and use follow, you might even scratch in the top right. Playing it safe. Henry's busting out the moving game. He's had enough of missing.
Yeah.
Totally legitimate strategy, honestly.
Bryan's just going for it every time.
Bryan is going for it. I like that shot.
5, 9, 10.
Sold out the triple, Bryan.
What is this?
Here I might try a carom on it, right? Play the 5 down to the end rail and then go into the 9 and try to make the 10 like that. That at least
the carom combo.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Hey, it's easy if it goes. That's all I know.
I know, right?
But otherwise, it's a safety because you're banking the 5 kind of over by the 6 and the 8. And then at the same time trying to make the 10. So it's kind of more like a safe, but you could get lucky.
Right.
I think he went for it, actually.
I know, right?
It was there. It was low percentage, but, I mean, everything was low percentage there as far as pocketing the ball.
Nice shot, Bryan.
Yeah, that was a great one. Keep shooting. I think he's going to try to draw back for the 7 in the side. Looks like he's pretty straight. Nope. He had a little bit of angle. Nice. That was a good shot. Punched it out for a good angle. He's looking good here if he can get straightish on the 8.
Yeah, just do like a side to side, just
Yeah.
kind of center.
Yeah, exactly. One rail over to that side. Ooh.
Nice.
Pretty good. He's going to have to draw this ball. Otherwise, if he goes forward, he might bump the 10, and that can be a little bit weird.
Yeah. Or stop shot. Ooh. Seemed like you rushed that one.
Yeah.
All right, Henry, what do you got?
Yeah, I think on that 8-ball shot, Bryan prioritized playing the position for the 9 and missed the ball as a result, maybe. Trying to play it too perfect and avoid the 10. I think Bryan has a bank shot opportunity here. He's looking at cutting it. Carrying into the 10. Interesting. Good shot. He's left it tough for Henry. It's not going to be easy to make the 8 and get on the 9.
Yeah, this is a long table. Walk down the rail if he can get it. Oh, he went for the bank and rattled it. I will say that this gold crown they're playing on has slightly tighter pockets than most tables, standard 4.5. They're playing on 4 3/8 pockets. So, and then Bryan's going for the safety here. Looks like he couldn't get it to stop past behind the 9 though, so he left it open for Henry. But yeah, you know, if you're used to playing on slightly bigger pockets, most of the time it can be a little bit different when you've got that slight difference in the pocket sizing. Swing and a miss by Henry. Almost got safe. See if Bryan can bear down and make this 8-ball. But yeah, is anybody side betting? Anybody got side action on these two? Or just rooting for who you guys rooting for? Let us know. All right. So Bryan left Henry with interesting shot here. He might be able to carry him off the 8 and hit the 10. I don't think the bank goes to the bottom left corner past the 9. Maybe it does, but I think it will graze it. I can't really tell from the angle. Oh, looks like he did go for the carom.
Yeah, it was a good try. Narrowly missed it. I thought he actually had a good angle on it. Almost made it. Left Bryan tough. A lot of it's just play the 8-ball or that side rail and make it hard, you know.
Bryan might have got safe here.
Ooh, that was a good shot. Let's see if Henry's kicking game comes back in play here and makes a good kick here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might go like the right side rail and try to come off maybe 2 rails and kick it into that top left corner.
Yeah, I like that. Because the natural travel of the cue ball in that shot would be then to go towards the 9 and the 10 after contact and give you a chance to actually get out.
Yeah.
It's a good hit. He didn't get a very good result. Bryan is going to be really stretched out, though. That's pretty far down table, but he is a tall dude, so maybe it won't be too tough for him.
I don't know. It's like he rarely uses the bridge. I know that. Yeah. He doesn't like to,
Here
but
he
will. I know when I play with him, he doesn't like to pull it out too much if he can avoid it. But he'll do it. Yeah, nobody wants to say who they're rooting for. They're like, we're just here to watch.
Yeah, I think you can play all 3 of these in the bottom right. I don't think the 9 is obstructed by the 10.
Right.
So I might shoot that shot and should just play it to the left side.
Right.
Instead of trying to hold it or play extra speed.
To go in the opposite one. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Ooh.
Dang. I think Bryan's going to have to kick at this ball. I think you want to hit it a little bit rail first to get a little bit of speed off the rail and not get hooked by the 10. Oh, he missed it.
Yeah.
See if Henry can capitalize. It's a pretty good spot. Yeah, I think on that 8-ball, Henry put a little bit of right English to try to hold it, and then that's what made the cue ball go thin.
He's putting it pretty straight on here. I don't know that I would do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what his plan is here. The 10 is huge.
Whoa.
Yeah. See, he avoided the 10 and that's what happens sometimes. I would have considered drawing straight out of there just to avoid being in the way of the 10. You just got to make this ball and let the cue ball go up and down.
Yep.
Ooh, trickled in. Dang, I thought it was going to hang for a second. He hit a little bit full, but got away with it.
Yeah.
A little bit tight pockets. These guys are doing pretty good. These pockets are a little bit definitely tighter than the bar table. No question about that. But it is on the tight side for a 9-footer. 4 3/8, I think, is what there are here.
Yeah, I just talked about the pockets sizes because a couple of balls got rattled like right back to back.
Oh, Did he leave it in front of the side?
He did.
Dang.
Smooth and
I think he
steady.
didn't take enough time on that. I think on some of the shots early on, he was like looking at to see the ball go in. And on that one, he just got down and shot it.
Mm-hmm. Bryan got 5
So
now.
5-3.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, they're playing alternate break, looks like. Just now figuring this out. They've been going back and forth most of the time. So
yeah.
Yeah, because Henry got the first break, and now he's breaking, even though Bryan won. So I don't know if you all saw that the Coe brothers got double finals in this big tournament in China. They won like 400,000 US. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting they're just so high level, and there's 3 of them that play great too. The other, I think the third, the younger one is like around 800 Fargo.
Dang.
Yeah, it might be the 3 best brothers there's ever been in pool overall. I know that the Kachi brothers are top notch as well. But I don't think there's 3 of them. But yeah, I don't know how much they're going to be traveling in the States. That say that the money in Asia right now is way better than in the US for pool.
Oh, is that why they keep flying out there?
Yeah, well, 400,000 for first and second combined. That's more money than I think Shane made last year, and just for one tournament.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know that pool is coming back in the States, and it's definitely generating more respect than it had. But Asia is definitely ahead of that right now.
Yeah.
As far as putting money into these sports and having a little bit more spectator viewership and all that stuff. I mean, definitely everybody knows the Philippines has been that way, but I think, Taiwan and China and, like Aloysius Yap is from Singapore, and there's a lot of support there as well. But we're doing our best over here. I think once we get some 9-footers in town, we might generate a couple pro players level out of Washington in a few years. Get some young guys playing and learn how to play the game from a younger age. Ooh, I think that's a no rail situation.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bryan noticed that or not. He definitely noticed it.
Oh yeah. Bryan's on it.
Yeah, this shot here, I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Just draw straight back.
Or leave it there.
2.5 strokes. The half stroke was the final stroke. That was the thing. Yeah, but I don't know. The 8 and the 10 are kind of messed up. I might have considered playing it thin and then bumping into those somehow and just taking my licks on that 3 ball. But it's baby steps. Yeah, they're laughing now. I see a little bit here, and they're chuckling about how things have degraded a little bit. But yeah, how long has it been? We're like 2 hours in, just about.
Yeah, just about.
You'd be surprised how the stamina, you'd think, oh, I could play a race to 9, no problem. Race to 7, 10 ball. Like, yeah, you start playing like a 3-hour match and you'll see that it's a lot of, especially in a pressure situation. I think it's a little bit more than people think that they're signing up for. It takes some you know, you either got to be playing a lot so that you can be fresh enough to make it, or, you know, you just got to realize that your energy level is going to go up and down a couple times, and that, you know, Brian said that he's like, I don't need to take breaks, but I'm like, yeah, you say that, but it would help actually take 5 minutes and focus your eyes on something else for a second.
Yeah, we just reached 1,000 followers on Facebook today.
Oh yeah, appreciate all the support on our Facebook page. Just reached 1,000 followers. I know we just did a 350 follower
I know, in January
giveaway. End of January, we gave away the shirt, and now 2 weeks later, we got 1,000. So that's been sweet how that's been blowing up, and it's all in time for, like I said, we're gearing up for this pool room, so it's just going to get bigger and better, and I'm glad that everyone that's here at the early stages can kind of like see how it's developing. You know, we're hoping soon we can make some major announcements about that.
Yeah, we are getting close. Edward said he was losing his mojo after almost 4 hours last night.
Yep. You gotta be, it's a whole nother thing, but it can teach you something about yourself, you know, that putting yourself in that situation where you actually get fatigued mentally, you know, is teaches you how to eventually like start learning how to play and be more efficient all the time and not try so hard as far as expending your energy. And and then you start to be able to rely on your mechanics, rely on your like standard system and the way that you do things, and be comfortable just relying on your process and not relying on having good energy levels as far as being fresh is kind of what I'm talking about. Ooh. Barely missed that, you know. And I think as you become a little bit more experienced, you realize that you got to start dialing everything in so you don't get so tired near the end of all these tournaments. And then that allows you to be successful, even though you're not hitting, you know, 20 hours a day worth of pool balls. You know, you can get by just practicing, you know, enough, and then putting in some good reps, and then not relying necessarily on having like infinite pool stamina.
Mm-hmm.
You know, although it is definitely better to have a lot of pool stamina just from putting in all those reps, you know. But, you know, with that being said, it's like if you got a day job and a family, that's just not possible.
Yeah.
You know, so then learning how to have a system that allows you, then I rely on my system. When I'm tired, it still works, you know, it's just memorizing it and then using it, you know. And that's kind of what I've been working on with my game, is not being able to play 80 hours a week like I did the first 10 years I played. Now, you know, if I play 5 hours a week, I feel like I can still improve if I can go out there and compete a little bit and test the new things that I've been developing, you know, and really lock in my own routines and my process by which I do all my stuff. I think Henry can draw out of this. Broke it out. Now he's gonna have to probably play safety, I think. I don't know if he's gonna want to
bank the 6.
Bank the 6. That's actually a legit shot, though, if you think about it. The 7, the 7, 8, and the 10 are all kind of blocking that area where the 6 would go if he was to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I like that shot as good as any other shot, really. Otherwise, if you're cutting it to the left, you got to play a couple rails for speed. Maybe when you come back around between the 9 and the 10, like 3 rails. Ooh, just enough. I was thinking maybe he hit it too soft and just sold out it straight in there, but this is pretty tough for Brian. And Brian's looking at playing a safety here. Maybe it cuts. He's definitely cutting it if it cuts.
Now Henry's got the long cut there. Going for the bank. So now he's left him with like a combo situation.
Yeah, Henry's not trying to leave it in the jaws anymore, looks like.
Yeah. All right. Now Brian's left him with the side pocket shot.
With natural shape to go to the right side for
Right.
7 too. So this is actually a good opportunity, really good opportunity for Henry if he can pocket this first ball. The 9 really in front of the pocket. That'll make it a little bit easier for him to get back for the 10, I think, eventually. It's not really natural to go from the 9 to the 10, but he'll at least have the leeway of being able to be able to make that shot pretty easily, and hopefully that can lead him to having a better position.
Chad.
Yeah, the 9-footer, it requires a level of focus above and beyond the 7-footer, certainly.
Yeah, especially with like slightly tighter pockets too. And the table's fast, you know, it does play pretty quick as a general matter.
Yeah, just adjusting to all the things for sure. Yeah, we're gonna have new cloth on this table soon, and then
unless they forget again.
Yeah.
Hopefully they won't.
Ooh, Henry's maybe doesn't have the cut, or it's really a little bit tough. Although if it's thin, then he can just play it thin and make it, and then he'll end up above the 10.
Yeah.
It's just a razor thin cut.
Yeah.
Maybe a touch of left English just to hold the cue ball from going way up high, and maybe 2 rails scratching in the side.
Dang.
I think he can cut this ball, though.
Yeah, I think so, too.
The important thing here is to put a good stroke on it and not to whack it. It doesn't have to go that far. Yeah, you get it too full. Yeah, Henry's definitely not happy about that. Made a good shot on the 8, just got a little bit to that no man's land.
Oh, Carson was thinking.
Oh,
maybe.
Dang, Brian missed it altogether.
Yeah, I think Carson was thinking a bank on the 9.
Yeah, the bank on the 9 could have been a shot.
That could have been a shot too.
I think the way that he hit it, it was makeable to cut it. It just that I think he was trying to do something with the cue ball as well. What is he doing here? Is he drawing them?
I think, yeah, just.
Yeah, it's
could have made his life a little bit easier.
I know, right? There's definitely some nerves in play here. He was like worried about overrolling it, and then barely got there to make it even. Oh, he missed it.
And Brian's looking to cut it in the side pocket.
Yeah, Brian's looking to get on the hill here. He's missed it as well. All right. Who wants it bad? Who wants it more? That's the question. Somebody's going to have to take a break and mentally and reset here. Otherwise, this is just
yeah, that makes sense, Carson.
More of this stuff. Oh, did Fedor win the 1 pocket? Nice. Was it him and Shane? I didn't see who was in the finals.
Ooh, and dang. The scratch with ball in hand.
Dang. Whoa. He's giving it to him.
All right. Well, Brian's on the hill.
Dang.
Henry's got 4 to go. Tony, he says.
Tony, okay. Yeah. Nice to see Tony back. He's been sick. He's recovering, and that's amazing. He's still in pain, and he's doing really well still.
Yeah. Rob's like, use a bridge.
The ego is an amazing device. Makes you do things that you shouldn't do.
Needs to stay relevant.
Three balls on the break.
Nice.
I would trade my break for that break most of the time. Let's see if we can get on this 2-ball.
You think you'd go for a 2-10 combo if you could?
Yeah. I think Bryan is definitely one of those guys. If it gets to where he has a good angle on it.
Where are we at here? I think we might be off the live. There we go.
He's got a pretty good safety situation here. I think Henry's going to have to kick at it. I think you can kick to try to make it or go the other way. I think I'm likely to kick it to the right side rail and go 2 rails, kind of like the other shot before where you just try to make it and your cue ball's going to come up table. Definitely the easier hit is to go to the left rail. So I think maybe he's just being more conservative and making sure he gets a hit here. I don't know if he's called the pocket or not. It's definitely giving Bryan about as good of a spot as he can. Just make this ball, and then the two can go.
Yeah, he's trying to fire it in. He's just like ready to end it. Ready, but not ready, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if the 2 goes here, so I might have to play a safety. I might consider just comboing the 2-10. Honestly, I think he's looking at it.
What's Henry contemplating?
He called the 2-10, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I don't think
in the bottom left.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the 2 passes the 5 in the corner, so he's going to shoot the combo, I think is what he's called. This would be a sweet shot to make and get back in it. No, he just played safe. I think Bryan's just all day going to try to bank this ball. Or he's going to play safe. Never mind. He's surprising me with these safeties.
Right?
I would have just banked at it. You got natural shape for the 5. Yeah, this is a little bit hazardous. If he doesn't make this shot, doesn't make a good hit here, then the 5 and the 10 are kind of lined up for that bottom left. So that makes this a pretty key moment. If Henry doesn't make a hit here, then Bryan will have pretty good opportunity to play almost like a straight in combo on the 5 just by shooting the 2 on the right side. It looks like he's going to hit it based on what I can see. Good shot. I think Bryan is, I'm not sure what Bryan's trying to do here. He looked at the carom on the 5, but.
Ooh.
I think Henry can't make it straight in, but it should be pretty routine to go and use the bottom rail with left English to make it 1 rail kick. Henry definitely needs to get in here. This is it.
Yeah, I definitely think the nerves have kind of gotten the both of them toward the end of the racks.
Yeah.
In there.
Oh, he could make it. And this is pretty reasonable. 5-10. Dotson 5-10. It's one of my favorite cars back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, like mid-70s. Old school.
Ooh.
Whoa.
A little too much action.
Yeah. Henry seems to be suffering for, he's got a little bit of a case of the second guessing himself.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you start doing it, and then you do it more, it sort of feeds into itself, especially when you keep missing and then you're like, now what am I really doing wrong? It kind of turns into a vicious cycle. Whoa. I think Bryan was trying to play the combo there. Yeah.
Were you playing the 10 ball, Bryan? Off the point? That's amazing shot.
Spicy.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have to try to make this and play it like slow speed, maybe. Yeah, he's definitely having trouble right now with the confidence.
Yep.
See how Bryan does. Bryan's not lacking in confidence. That's true.
2.5 strokes.
2.5 strokes, though, yeah. He's saving his strength.
Got to.
He doesn't want to be down on the ball very long. Left it pretty tough, though.
Yeah.
This is, I don't think that Henry can hit full ball here, so.
I like the kick off the side rail. Ooh. All right. Just got Bryan stuck in the corner there, so I mean, it's a long table cut. In there.
Ooh, got a nice bump on that 10 to maintain a shot on the 8.
Yeah.
Bank shot all day.
Oh, yeah. Side pocket all day.
Yeah, jump cues are allowed in this card sim, but they just haven't been using it. I don't think Brian has used his jump cue, although he has it out.
He did use it.
Did he?
Yeah, he used it a few games ago, but definitely not often. All right, so we got the 8 pretty much in front of the side pocket here.
Yeah, I think at the level of, well, at least Brian's pretty new. He hasn't really figured out how to jump the ball very well. It takes a little bit more time to really be like confident when you're gambling to use a jump cue.
Yeah, agree, Rob. Yeah, he needs to get settled for sure, but he's definitely bringing it down to the wire because Brian's on the hill.
This is definitely the wire here, right? He needed to come up just like another foot on that shot to have a good situation. Now he's going to be a little bit thin with a chance to scratch and decide if he makes it. Playing the bank. Good shot. All or nothing now.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah, it's, you got to dig yourself out of it somehow. It starts with one ball. Ends with one ball, though, also. That's how it goes.
Indeed.
You got to let go of everything that happened before and just start making balls.
Yeah. Oof. So close.
He's left it tough.
He did. I think that's really the hard part is letting go of the past, right? Like letting go of the misses, the times that you didn't get the shape you wanted or any of that stuff, and just being able to just act like it never happened. Looks like Brian's trying to leave him on the rail.
Yep, left the bank. Not a direct cut, though. I don't think that Henry's going to try to cut. Yeah, he's called the bank in the bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
He made the last one.
Rob's cheering on Henry. So we know Rob's got Henry. Nobody else wants to say who they're rooting for, though. All right. Well, he didn't leave it easy again for Brian here. So
Brian's going to play another safe of some sort here. Ooh. Well, if Henry can be confident here, this is a pretty reasonable shot. There's not a scratch in this. You just got to make it.
Yeah. I know I really like the side pocket shots myself. All right. Henry's bringing it back. 6-4.
Still alive. Just a reminder, everybody, Tibbitts at Fernhill, one of the best brunch spots in the area. Definitely. We're going to be there on Sunday. Stop in and say hi, get a reservation if you want to. Just give them a call, leave a message. They'll call you back.
I put the phone number in the chat. Scroll up.
Phone number's in the chat. Oh, yeah. Also,
I guess I could, yeah.
CleanSlatePoolTables.com. Services, recloths, moves, use tables, give them a call or use the website. You can schedule and get a quote all on one thing. Tell them that Shawn and Vic sent you. The dog wants to eat. He's here. He's definitely squeezing in right now.
I know, right? So pushy. But he's a pit, so he definitely is a bully sometimes.
All right, 6-4. A little bit more pool is going to get played here.
Hello.
1, 2, or 3 games. We'll see. It's all up to Henry here to make it happen. I'm going to be right back.
All good. Yeah. Yeah. You know, if you can, you know, we love a good comeback. Definitely would be nice to see Henry bring it back. Makes it more interesting for sure. I feel like if they can let the nerves go, that, you know, they might be able to, especially Henry, letting the nerves go to bring that score back up. But it seems like it's affecting both of them. You know, I wouldn't say, I think, you know, they say sometimes that the last game is the hardest. The first one and the last one, right? That's what they say. And so I think Brian's got a little bit of the nerves there too. All right. Not a super wide open break, so there's definitely a lot of ways to have traffic here, but I think the 3 to the 4 might be tricky. The 1 to the 2 can be done. Just depends. I'm getting like shaken down for treats by the dog right now. He's the only dog I know that like gets hungrier when you feed him. Yeah, I know. He's complaining. Sorry, guys. I'll run and get him a treat here in a second when Shawn gets back. All right. Well, missed the 1. Looks like he's left a tough shot for Henry. I'm going to give him a treat.
Just enough to leave Bryan a little bit tough on this cut shot. Bryan can just make it. Probably end up with the shot. Looks like the 1 might, or the cue ball might bump the 3 ball and leave him a shot on the 2.
Ooh, we could do a poll.
Yeah, we'll start doing a poll at the beginning.
Yeah.
Guesses on the score or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're learning how to use all the tools at our disposal. I think a stop shot safe here is a good idea. Too hard.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, that's just on those stop shot safeties, you got to play the cue ball and the object ball speed. That's what the trick of those is. So you got to kind of learn how to hit stop shots with multiple speeds. Bryan did really well there to hold it for the top left. And now he can play kind of a stop shot, stun shot to get on that 3 ball.
Yeah.
Really, the trick is to get to the 6 ball.
He rolled it a
Also
little
to
bit
get to the
more
4 now.
forward, but I think he has a better angle to get around to the 4 as well.
Yeah, I was thinking he might play it to, yeah, he's just played kind of a two-way.
He's left the gap for
I think
Henry.
he was trying to play it to shoot for the 4 next, but just where he left it was actually fine for being pretty tough.
Didn't get there.
Bryan might combo this 5, and it looks pretty straight.
Yeah. I feel like I always got to worry about like the resulting shape when I do a combo, like, you know.
Oh yeah, that's one of the really tough parts about it. It's not just making the ball, which is difficult generally, but also you have to play position on a ball that's moving, and it's hard to know exactly where it's going to end up. It's like you got to really
3-8-6
understand. Yeah, could be triple combo
or safe.
Yeah, safety more like.
Right. You might have gone for it there.
Yeah, moving the furniture around
like you do.
I think Bryan's going to be able to go forward here and play the 4 in the left bottom. Forward again and maybe bank the 5. I don't think he can get up for the in between. Okay, well, yeah, he missed. That made it easier to get up there, but that doesn't help you make the shot. Yeah, it's natural when you're trying to create a little bit of position early on in your pool career. It's common to adjust the position that you hit the cue ball into to get shape. And kind of the thing that I do to prioritize is I always kind of in my mind, I want to be like, I'm going to make this ball. And then from the position that I'm making it from, the cue ball position required, I'm going to then put the correct spin on the ball or hit the speed correctly in order to make the position happen versus I think a lot of people, they line up and then they're like, well, I need to draw the ball or I need it to come back. So then they sometimes will hit it too full or too thin to create an angle that doesn't really exist when you're pocketing the ball. That was a good shot. He's left himself pretty much about as good as it gets. Kind of left himself a little bit of a jabby stroke there again. So Henry's got a good opportunity here. I mean, really. Balls are in the open. The 8 to the 9, maybe a little bit tough, but if you get good on the 9, then it's pretty much a done deal. But I know that's a long ways from here, but I'm rooting for everybody when they're at the table. You always want people to play well and, can't root for people to make mistakes. You're just hoping that, they play the shots. Hopefully Henry has a good jump game. This is the reason why I learned how to jump is for this particular type of shot where the ball's right in the hole.
Looks like you might be breaking up the jumper.
Yep.
Yeah, if any of you guys thinking about brunch, I did pin the phone number to the top of the chat. I replaced the previously pinned comment as an FYI. All right. Oh, he's got like a...
I have the same thing if you want to try it, babe.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a jump thing. It gives you an extended bridge to get higher elevation.
Got it. I feel like I was doing pretty good the other day when I was just jumping them. Well, I got a good hit. And he missed the scratch.
See, staying alive. Yeah, the jump bridge thing that he has is it's really nice, except for I haven't learned how to hold it steady yet.
Got it.
That's really the trick of it that I've seen so far. But it does give you like a 5-inch, like definitely a longer bridge than I can create with my hand. I have pretty small hands, so one of the struggles that I have is being able to create a high enough bridge. And that little tool is helpful for that, but it has its own benefits and burdens. You gotta like learn how to hold it properly so that you can use your bridge and then have it be stable while you're through the stroke of it. So that's a trick. I haven't actually seen it used with the dart style. Maybe I might mess with that, because I learned how to do both early on in my jumping career, but I've moved towards just using kind of the pros pretty much all just use the regular like sidearm stroke for the elevations. But I've never really been that excited about that method either. It's just putting reps in.
Yeah.
Learning it.
I have difficulty when I actually grab the cue, for the jump, like putting my hand all the way around it. It doesn't seem like I get a good jump out of that. So I have to do it like open-handed.
Ooh, took a little bit of a rub off the 10 and scratched. Let's see if Bryan can capitalize and finish it off here. I might play the 7 for the side pocket. I don't know if I like shooting it all the way down like he's planning for, I think. Maybe he's playing. I don't know what he's planning exactly. It's hard to see the angle. Yeah, this is fine though. Yeah, I think you gotta maybe stop it here so that he can play. Now I would have maybe tried to draw back just a touch if it's me.
Looks like he's gonna follow it.
Short side, good speed. That's pretty good. He's gonna slow down for now. Okay. Dang, made it. All right. Let's see what happens here for the cheese.
Yep. And that's all she wrote. So stick around if you want to hear the player interviews. I'm going to go grab one of them to come in here.
I'm going to volunteer. Appreciate everyone that made it this far. Thanks for watching. I'm sure that Bryan and Henry are appreciative as well. Having a little bit of a spectator audience. Reminder, Tibbitts at Fernhill, Brunch, CleanSlatePoolTables.com. If y'all want to get on the stream, hit us up. Local to Tacoma. We're looking at setup matches, 1 to 3 weeks out, but we're pretty much booked up until March right now. But we're adding to that, and then as we move forward, we'll see how it goes. Looks like Bryan is coming first. Not sure who's going to come out here. We got the table in the garage, but then we're running the commentary out of the office in the house, so it's a little bit of a distance. Yeah, I don't know if John Schreiner is still on or not, but I'll ask Brian if he's trying to play. Looks like he's ready for you, maybe. Sounds like Brian is coming. We got Brian. Thanks for coming, Brian. Appreciate you. What are you thinking about here? How do you feel about it?
I thought overall we both shot really well. We were on a roll first 5-6 racks, and we had like 3 where we stalled out pretty bad. And I was like, we're showing our Fargo at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I thought we shot really well. Definitely represented for the lower rated players.
Yeah, agreed. We had kind of a match of like 400 level, a little bit higher than, I don't know, I forget where your Fargo's at.
390 now.
390, yeah. So we had like some 410, 425s on, and I felt like your ball pocketing was definitely on par with that. And so it was good to see that you're definitely seemed like you're comfortable on the 9-footer compared to what some people are that put most of their time in on the bar tables. I know Henry has a little bit more 9-foot table experience also, so I think that actually helped quite a bit for you guys. I know you've played here a few times, so that's helpful.
Oh yeah.
So overall it was a good match, man. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. It seemed like it was going neck and neck, and then Henry just made like 2 or 3 like really crucial mistakes to leave you like, easy opportunities on that 10 ball. And if it wasn't for those, we might still be watching this set, but that's kind of how it goes. It seemed like he got a little bit in his own head, a little bit more than you did.
Yeah.
And that cost him. But I think that everybody has their like things that they do, that they're like, and this is what I need to work on,
Yeah.
And hopefully he can go back and see that and work on it a little bit. And I know that you got some stuff to take a look at and work on as well. So that's good.
For sure.
But it's good to have you here, and just getting out here and doing it. It's always something to be said for somebody that's willing to come out here, put a couple bucks on the line, play a match, on the stream with commentary and all that. And I really respect that personally. I know that's one of the ways to really get better at the game is testing yourself, not just doing the regular stuff that everybody does, but like kind of getting out there and doing things that are new and different and kind of like testing yourself in different situations, if that makes sense.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Right on. So I know that John Schreiner is talking about trying to get action with you.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll set that up for down the road a little bit.
Yeah, he said once him and Shane play, like it's all action between us. So I'm ready for it, man.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I think we only got one more day for February that's open, but then maybe March we've got some openings, but we'll see. I know you have a tight schedule, so
yeah,
we'll figure it out. We'll definitely get it going when we can, because I know that's going to be one of those, the locals interesting things going on. This guy's playing in the bartender game that just kind of appeared out of nowhere, and now it's like, all right, well, guys are trying to get action with y'all, so we'll do our best to set it all up, man.
For sure.
Right on. Well, thanks again, dude. I guess we'll just get on to doing Henry's, and then we'll let you get out of here, get some Friday night action on. I don't know what you're up to later.
Sounds good. Yeah. And, I want to just give you kudos being my mentor and all that. Like, I went down 1-3 right off the bat, and any pool player can get in their own head at that point. And, having you as a coach and teaching mental fortitude and all the basics and really just everything you taught me helped me stay in there and never lose faith and just bounce back. Even when I made mistakes, it was all about analyzing it and move forward. So
yeah, right on. Appreciate that, man. That's that's what it's all about. It's just helping as much as you can to progress everybody, which just with my experience, and just feel like this is what's worked for me. So I'm glad that it's definitely seems like it's helped you and it's kept you excited about what's going on. And that's huge,
For sure.
We need more people playing. And it's cool. It doesn't matter how old you are. That's the beauty of it. Is Henry's out here playing, retired dude, not much going on, just having a good time, and getting out there and trying to challenge somebody that's an up and comer like you is pretty cool. It's what's really interesting about the game is it doesn't have to be like pros playing pros. You it's just anybody can get in here and play as long as you can swing a cue, you can be out here. So that's cool, man. Thank you for the
Of course,
support.
I appreciate you.
Man.
You're my mentor, and I'll always give you shout outs when I win these matches. Now I'm 3-0, and I'm ready for John and whoever else wants it.
Oh yeah, all right.
Shane's been ducking out too. I hope he hears that.
Oh man, dang. He'll be here on Sundays, so
I'll tune in and call him out.
Right off, man. I love that. Let's go. All right, we're gonna get Henry in here, talk for a few moments, and then we'll cut you guys loose if you're still on here. Just a second and he'll be in here.
All right, where are you, Shawn?
Follow the voice. Yeah, just sit here. All right.
So much light there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, first of all, I want to appreciate you coming.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate having us, and
Right
this is where I can look at feedbacks and things like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
I don't know, what's your thoughts?
Tonight, stroke. I got to work on my strokes, and basically that's it. Strokes on no matter what table I'm gonna play the table.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that tonight, and Brian and I discussed that. I said, man, we're kind of like wonky on that, between a 7-footer and a 9-footer.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an adjustment.
Yes.
Have you had much 9-foot table experience? Not really, or you
Not really.
mostly play the bar table.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a friend that has a 9-foot table, but I really don't practice on it that well. I don't really have a true access to it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that makes a difference. The 9-footer is just everything's further away, and it's like if you're not used to the distance, it's like daunting. Where you're like every shot looks like a mile away. I remember when I kind of quit playing 9-foot table play for a while and mostly focused on bar tables, and when I would go back to the 9-footer, I was like, dang, it's so far.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So. Yeah, overall, I thought it was a good match. I mean, I feel like you kind of got a little bit unconfident at times, and then made some mental mistakes on some shots that I was kind of surprised. Honestly, overall, you're making good shots and you're playing smart, but then just a couple like mental lapses cost you a couple games, and I think that was really the difference to me. It seemed like.
Yeah. A couple of them. I thought it's the positive thing. That. I said, I can, and then it didn't happen, and then what happens? You lose the game. You can't afford make mistakes.
Yeah, not too many. Yeah.
Right.
You just got to keep in there. Yeah, that's true.
And plus playing on your table, I just try, just developing a stroke, try to play the table, so.
Yeah, I like the strategy that you were playing. You were playing some good moves and good strategy to get it down to the end where you could really run the balls. And early on, you were doing really well about running the balls and getting precise on the last couple balls of running out. And then it seemed like later on, it kind of fell off a little bit. And that really seemed like the difference. But yeah, like you said, you just got to keep playing the table.
Right.
He definitely had more confident shot making, I'd say, but his cue ball control was definitely out a little bit further out. And that was kind of an interesting dynamic to see that you were moving more and then he was playing more aggressively, and it kind of held you guys at the same spot until the end.
Right.
And then it's sort of just like, you missed a couple 10s and it was like, dang, the ones that he picked up from you were like, that was, huge. But I think you'll see that a lot of it's just, to me, a little bit of if you watch your like pre-shot routine on some of those, that you'll see that is kind of where I think you can see that there's a little bit of improvement, just getting more solid down at the end of the rack with your process, and you'll see that that could help you. It wasn't so much that I felt like you weren't capable. It was just like you let the situation kind of get you out of your mind a little bit. Because when you were playing, mostly overall, I thought you were doing really good things, especially for your Fargo. I don't really know what to expect on a 9-footer, like it's not like you're supposed to be able to break and run racks, and it's like being able to fade missing balls and not really being able to get where you want to go like you can on a bar table is kind of an emotional struggle, and really just being able to roll with that is a big thing. So I was happy to see that you came out and gave it your best, because I know that it's like the 9-footer is a different thing. You're just not going to be comfortable unless you put a lot of time on it. So,
definitely, it's just like you said, it was just looking at a mile long, and then just a slight off, like maybe 16th or 8th of a inch off the cue ball. It does show,
Yeah, and the table's pretty fast too. It's like even though you can't get around the table as easily because it's bigger, it's pretty fast. So, and a little bit tighter pockets than a bar table, definitely. So it was definitely like, I feel like a combination of just being not able to be as confident with your shot making, and then unsure of your cue ball control because you kind of hit a couple shots you hit so soft, thinking it was going to roll, and it didn't quite roll, and then other ones you hit a little bit too hard, and it rolled way farther. And that's just those are the kinds of things that you'd be like, all right, get my stroke more solid, like you said, will definitely help that. But that's what you come out here for, right? Just see what happens, and then rebuild for next time.
And that's what I came here, just see what the different on the table, basically, as my Fargo rating is that, there is a lot of improvement, but basically I just got to put table time on there.
A lot of it is table time and just working on the things that you're weak at, building it up, and then getting out there and testing it, so you can be like, yep, I know it's actually better now because I'm using it in competition. I always tell people that it's okay to practice as much as you want to, but if you're not incorporating the practice things and the things you're getting better at when you're competing, it doesn't really matter. Because to me, you're going to stick with what you know how to do when you're competing. When it really matters, you're only going to use things that you know how to do. And if you don't really consciously kind of use the new skill, it's hard to make it be part of your game, if that makes sense. So, but that still give you like an idea, because it's 2 10 balls that you missed, and now it's like it's 5-5, 6-5. You could be ahead in this, and I want you to see how close you are to, like, the score doesn't really show how close it really was, but that's a lot of it is like that day to day. You just be like a little bit better, and we'd be like in a different story right now. But I'm happy you guys came down. I had a lot of fun commentating. I hope you watch it again and check it out and see, that's the purpose of it is so that you can analyze your own game as well.
Definitely. I appreciate it having this, have this going on, but I can see it now. There's a lot of room for improvement. I do tournaments, and I see why,
but it's a little bit of a different thing. There's no one around. It's just you and your opponent. There's no distractions. It's almost more distracting not having other things stimulating you. You know what I mean? And that's its own thing to get used to. Like, these streaming events are interesting in that way, where it's a totally different scenario, where it's almost like a library. Like I said, if you don't have music or it's something else like you normally do when you're playing pool and league, there's just so many people around all the time. And this is like the absence of that is kind of a different thing too. To me, that's one of the things that I had to get used to playing more streaming events, is just like there's nobody there, but that there's people watching, there's someone commentating in the back of your mind, and you kind of just, I don't know how you feel about it, but I just try to it's just play the table, like you said, and just let all that go and don't worry about that. It's all that can just hurt you ultimately. Just the shot, and you pick the shot, and you pick your stroke, and you shoot the shot, and then you move forward with that. That's the best I can say.
I know that after missing those couple 10 balls,
Mhm.
I think the mental part just got to me on that.
Yeah.
And I just could not, I don't know why, I just could not release that. you know.
Yeah.
And I tried to adjust for that. And I think I'm like, after that, I think it was like over adjusting, all
Yeah.
the rest of my shots.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I just recommend, like, when you talk about that, is just come up with a way to reset yourself and let that go somehow. I try to, like, say to people, you got to find like a happy place that's not a pool place that you can like think about to take you away from the negative stuff that's kind of like coming at you from your own results, or like you know what I mean? And then you can kind of reset your emotions back to zero and then move back into finding that place where you can just make that ball.
yeah.
If you think about the past too much when you had recent negative results, it's easy to just get stuck in it, And I think that's kind of what happened, where after a while you were just kind of got used to missing, and then it became a habit, just for a short period of time, because you were still playing really well up until the last couple balls. And then, then it started showing its face. And after a while, I'm like, but that's the lesson, where if you figure out a little strategy to get yourself reset, that could really be the difference between beating this guy right now and, and beating him next time, because I know that Bryan wants more action. He's not going anywhere.
Right.
And you play intelligent enough, definitely. And then a couple balls here and there, you can beat him. It's a matter of figuring it out, but I'm confident that, like you said, if you put some more time in and think about it, write some stuff down, you'll remember better. That's what I try to tell people to do, is write as much down about what you want your game to be like, so that you can remember what you're trying to do, and then let go of the things that are happening that you don't want to remember the 10s. You want to remember your process by which you make the 10, if that makes sense. And having that stuff written down, like I have obviously I do instructionals, so I'm like constantly discussing what I'm doing to be successful. It's easier for me to remember because I'm constantly putting it on, digital, and I'm writing stuff down and doing all that. But for every player, it's helpful to write things down so you know what your system is, your best system, so you can stick to that. But I think I'm gonna let you go here.
Okay.
But you're gonna make it to scratch tonight, you think, or you gonna take the rest of the night off?
I'm taking that night off.
Me too, man. Yeah, I'm good on it now. But I had a great time, man.
Hey,
I
did
you
too.
so much
Thank you
coming,
for the
man.
time. We'll probably do it again or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. We're definitely, as time allows, we're scheduling as much as we can, and we have some interest, but we've always can squeeze a couple people in here and there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your new place and on it.
Oh yeah, me too, man. I'm hoping that we can announce some big things soon.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't even know how to shut this down from here. Anyways, alrighty.
You're more technical.
Yeah.
Is here,
Vic knows all this stuff, but somehow I haven't figured it out yet, where there's a button to push to shut this down. And I just don't know where it is.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go pack things up.
Great.
And on that.
I'll be out there in a second.
Okay.
Henry. Thank you so much, man.
Sorry.
All right, thanks everybody. I'm gonna turn it off from the garage because I can't figure it out. Have a good night.